welcome back if you're joining us from another video. If you're joining us for the first time, hello! I have one of the new Monster High dolls. Now I've chosen to review Frankie because she is the character in the original Rebisode series that kind of becomes the main focus. It's about her being the new girl in school, so I thought I'd go with her, even though in the reimagining it's more Draculuara who starts the school, etc. I've got a few dolls here to compare her to the originals. First looks, she looks very young, and she does not, whereas the original Frankies you can see scars and things like that, and you can tell that she is a monster. On the shelf, though there are a few little things on her leg, she looks just like a strange coloured girl. You can't tell originally that she is a monster just on initial looking at the box. I'll bring it up. So there isn't the very dominant scars, etc. It looks like a Barbie doll who's been painted blue. We're going to look at the body type, etc. It looks like they're still staying with the beautiful dresses. I'm hoping the doll is just as good quality. They were quite expensive when they first came out. They were $40. They've gone down on special at the warehouse for $20. Yeah, I'm not sold on them yet. Let's go in and have a look. Alright, so here she is out of the box. Not too many ties, fairly easy to get out of. Again, she looks just like a doll, which is like an ordinary doll, apart from she's slightly different colours. We're going to try and look and see where it actually shows her as Frankie. Like this one, you can see the scars straight away. You can see the bolts on her neck. There are bolts on her neck, but they don't show up because they're hidden by this collar. It's very strong that she is put together. Very, very light on this doll. Here is, let's start at the top. Here is her hairstyle. Classic Frankie hair of black and white. Occasionally there's blue and yellow incorporated into it. It's done in this long hair down to her, just below her butt hair. She's got butt hair. There is a bun on the top. There is this electric style plastic hairband that is held into her hair with these little prongs here. They've kept the earring theme going. She has these little yellow bolts. Her face is very, very innocent and childlike. On the other Frankies, if you look in the background here, on the other Frankies, you can quite clearly see they've made it that she has a scar under her eye on her right hand side. The same with the large doll. There is quite a dark black scar going over. So the scar is not on this doll. She has blusher on her cheeks, which I actually find interesting. I don't think there's blusher on the other dolls, because it tends to, blusher to me seems to bring some life into the character, as if they blush, you know, if there's blood running through their veins, which doesn't really go with Frankie for me. I think she's more of an animated body through electrical. Very pretty. I'm not going to say that the face isn't pretty. It is pretty. It's just not Frankie that I know. Now, in the other dolls, there are, of course, the bolts. Now here you see the bolts in her neck by these black bolts sticking out, and it looks like there's actually a tear in the neck down here. So it stands out. You can tell there's something with her neck. And this doll here, you can see there's the bolts and also the stitching going across. So it's right there in your face. And on the large doll, again, the same as the small dolls. On the new doll, it has the bolts, but the stitching is so incredibly light that when the shadows go over it, I can't even see it. I'm holding it up to the light so you can see it on camera there, but it is very, very light, so it doesn't show the stitching very well. The same down on her arm here. There is stitching, but in the shadow you would hardly know it's there, whereas a lot of the old style dolls, you can't miss it. So she's got this gorgeous dress. I love the dress. It's done in Frankie's blue, black, white and yellow style. It is held together at Velcro around the neck, which unfortunately hides her bolts, which I'm a bit sad about because I think her bolts should be out there and proud, and Velcro here. So you undo these two and you can pull the dress off. There is printed on undies of this skelet. There's little skelets all over her undies there. The feel of the doll is not cheap. The face, yeah, the feel of the doll is very similar. The plastic feels very, very similar to the original doll. So it's I can't say that it's been used with a cheaper plastic. On her arm, we go down, there are, instead of gloves to put on, there is printed on gloves in blue on her hands. I know a lot of doll collectors do not like printed on clothes, but they're kind of cool. They've got all these little like nuts and bolts going down them, and they look, because they're printed on, they look very sheer. Alright, so down to her legs here, her being on this side and the older style Frankie on this side. Again, it has the same patches in the same place, apart from Frankie has one extra cut across and sew across the leg. She does not have that, however she has her lower two. So this one here and this one here. The feet look to be a standard Monster High feet, and again they've kept these beautiful shoes that Monster High is just famous for. It's just famous for its amazing shoes. So they're open-toed shoes. They look absolutely amazing because the Monster High toes are all printed, so they're not just like stubs like say Bratz dolls and things like that, or Barbie quite often is just a big stub. She hasn't got stubby feet. So all in all, she is a very pretty doll, but she is not the Monster High that I have become accustomed to. I know friends who are who like the older style Frankie who do not like the sweeter look. This is the more what I would call older sophisticated look. This is an innocent, slightly naive looking Frankie, but it's not a bad doll and its quality has not changed. Let's have a look at the articulation. Her head moves easily, her shoulders, oh, her shoulder on this side is actually quite stiff. This one's a bit better. She has her elbow joint, she has her wrist joint still, and here is her hip movement, her knee, and of course I think only a few of them have an ankle movement. It might be the boys. I can't remember. Is it Nathan Rott who can move his ankle? I'm not too sure. But so it has all the same articulation. It does feel like the same plastic. So they haven't made the dolls more cheaply. It's just different. And it is something that I think will appeal more to the younger generation than the older generation. That's just in my opinion, and gauging with Monster High collectors that I know. So she is beautiful, and like most toys her evolve. Accessories on top of that, she came with all these masks. So this little skelet with a cut across the top, very Frankie style. If it ever wants to focus, thank you camera. She came with a electrical mark, again with little stitches on it, so it looks very Frankie style. Very cool. And last of all, a nuts and bolts one, which to me seems more Roberta than Frankie, but hey, that's still pretty cool. Then last of all, no, actually I think this bag came with that one. Oh, am I getting my bags? Some of the accessories have run away, but it's all about Frankie. Look, if you're a Frankie fan, would I suggest getting the new dolls? Yes, so Frankie, new Frankie is still a gorgeous doll, still collectible, still worth the spend, and though I'm very sad that Monster High has changed from its story and has changed to this younger style, I still think it's worth collecting and see where they go with the story before I change my mind on Monster High. Haha! I'm hoping that they start moving over her flaws and making her flaws more obvious in the new dolls, because loving yourself for your freaky flaws is to me what the essence of Monster High is. It's not about hiding your flaws or putting things over them. It is about expressing them and being proud of them. If you love Monster High, please give this video a thumbs up. If there is a particular style of the new doll that you would like me to review, just leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to find it in the shops for you and have a look at the new one compared to the old one, since we have the majority of the older style dolls. Monster High is cool. Please subscribe if you love toys. We love to open toys here and we love to share. And we hope that Monster High keeps expanding on the story and goes back to the older style dolls. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.